Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, I didn't realise my camera was on. This is why I don't put my camera on anymore, because I've no light in this room. As I said yesterday, I need to bring some lights up from downstairs, but I just haven't got round to it yet. So, yeah, let's turn the old camera off, because there's absolutely no point you seeing me like this, is there? There we go. Hello, everyone. We're here again for another day of searching at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland, Idaho, for the remains, sadly, of little Michael Vaughan. So we've got a new member who's hopped in. Welcome, Lisa, to this, or Lena, can't even read, to the Secret Agents Club. Oh, it is Lisa. Dear me, I need to put my glasses on. All right, good afternoon, everyone. It's currently nearly 4 p.m. here, so it'll be almost 9 a.m. in Fruitland, and searching the excavation of the backyard is due to begin in a few minutes' time. Michelle in the dark. Yeah, I mean, I like being in the dark, but, you know, when you're on live stream, being in the dark isn't necessarily helpful, is it? So there's no updates since yesterday evening. So what I'm going to do is start off with that update from JD Huff. He did a short interview to camera. Some of you will have seen it if you've been following the proceedings on Twitter. I think I got it from Facebook, actually, so it's all also been on Facebook. So if you use social media outside of YouTube, you might have seen it. It's only about 3 minutes. So I'm going to play that. The audio was pretty terrible, I have to say. So I've increased the audio somewhat, but in increasing the audio of JD's voice, it's also increased the audio of the background noise. So it isn't brilliant, but you can make it out. So that's what we're going to start with. Just a little plug also before I begin. I won't be on this channel later on because I will be on Navalus True Crimes channel from 10 p.m. UK time. So for Monkey Monday, this is the one. So it starts at 10 p.m. UK time. So whatever that is in your time zone. So that'll be, what will it be? 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, I think. So that's where I'll be tonight. I'll be half asleep, 10 p.m. but I should manage at least an hour. So yeah, please do come and join us. And we're going to talk about the things that have been going on. The things that have been going on, dear me. I'll drop Navalus True Crimes channel link in the chat so that you can hop to that video and put the scheduler on if you want to. Yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's that. All right, let's start with Navalus, not Navalus. Let's start with, oh, my son's just going out. Just let him leave. See you later. We won't start with Navalus. We've already done that. I've got rid of that. We'll start with JD Huff and see what he's got to say. Did I notice the comment on the TikTok video? I know what you did that day. I didn't. I don't tend to read comments on TikTok. I literally just went on TikTok to find the create time of the video that was posted on that account on July 27th, 2021. So, okay. Sent email re Sarah. All right, I'll read that when this is playing. So it's about 3 minutes. And like I said, it's the audio isn't great, but I'll put the captions on, closed captions on, so that the poor audio, I'll turn it up. Turning it up doesn't really help, honestly, because the background noise, it's the background noise that's the problem. So let's play this. I'll mute out and then we'll come back and see if there's any updates from today. I won't imagine there will be yet, because they'll literally only just have started searching. Kind of started the excavation. All right, so I shall see you in 3 minutes.
Okay, hey, I just wanted to make sure that you guys know how much we appreciate you being here today. Obviously, you know, we're continuing the investigation on the missing Michael Vaughan. He's been missing since July 27th of 2021, and the work has not stopped. We've received over 1,500 leads. Many of them have been cleared. Obviously, we continue to work those. Recently, we came across some very credible information, which led us to this house here at 1102 Redwood. We received a search warrant, and we started excavating the backyard of this residence due to the fact that there's potential for Michael's remains to be in this backyard. This is arduous work. It's going to take us a while to get this done, but we're not going to stop. We're pretty confident in the information that we received, and so we're just going to keep going.
Is there a medical exam on scene right now?
There is not.
Okay. And is there anything that you found so far that concerns you, or is it still just a process?
Other than utility lines, no.
Okay.
Can you give? Oh, sorry. Can you give any information on the homeowners or the people living on the property?
I cannot. This is an ongoing investigation, and I'm not going to jeopardize that. We've worked really hard, you guys know, for well over a year now. I think it's extremely important that the public be patient with us, as we have been patient during this investigation. Right?
Also, so can you speak on the canine dogs out here? I mean, did they alert on anything, or?
I'm not going to speak to the indications that dogs may or may not have given us, but I will confirm the fact that we do have and remain scent dogs on site,
okay,
and have that.
And can you talk about where the dirt's going? Is it going to be analyzed?
The dirt is going to a location off-site where it will be processed.
And what has this case been like for the department? Because I know how hard you guys have worked, and it seems like, you know, to have something as kind of a lead after a while has to be, you know, at some point kind of, you know, getting a little closer.
Yes. I'll just tell you that we are all very emotionally tied to this case, just as our community is. I would tell you, probably the country. It means a lot to us. We're feeling pretty good about where we're at in this case right now. We'll have a lot more information to follow.
I have one more for you. Are you confident in this backyard? Like, is this something that you think you'll find answers from?
You know, I don't know how to answer that. You know, we just have to continue to process this, and if it yields, it yields. You know, I guess it's kind of a double-edged sword. Do I hope? Not really. I hope that Michael is still alive and we can bring him home safely to the stand. But we also know that we need to find resolution to this case, and you know, we need to just follow the leads and follow the credible information, and that's what we continue to do.
So you can't speak to anything about what, like, the probable cause that led you here?
I can't.
I'll get it.
Okay. Well, can we get name and say and spell your name for us so we
Sure.
can?
My name is J.D. Huff, H-U-F-F.
And you're Fruitland Police?
I am the police chief for the city of Fruitland.
Sorry, I should have known that.
That's all right.
I left that bit on at the end where the reporter didn't know who JD Huff was. for anybody totally new to the case, you might not know who JD Huff is. He's the police chief of Fruitland Police. He's been hugely supportive to the family over this horrible time that they've had to live through. And you know, in seeing him on camera, he just looks exhausted. I think it will have taken a toll on him and all of the officers and personnel working there who've become so attached to Michael and getting answers. And, you know, ultimately, you know, I think what JD said is really honest, that, you know, he hopes that Michael is still alive, but that's where they've been led to. And, you know, we're here Monday. They've been, you know, they got the search warrant on Friday, I believe, and we're here, and it's an arduous task, very, very arduous, you know, going through truckload after truckload of earth. And what a horrible job, but that's the job that they sign up for. So he's very tight-lipped, but that's obviously understandable given the circumstances. He won't give anything away, and I think that's been the case throughout the investigation. He has given updates when he can, and when he has done, they've been very useful updates, in my opinion. But he doesn't speak out of turn. He doesn't speak before he should, and that's a sign of a good leader. So yeah, that's the latest update. Let's just go through a few comments before I go to Twitter and see what the latest is. I did check before I went live, and there was nothing noteworthy from the reporters as of yet. Turn my camera back on. I'm in a constant state of side-eye. Whenever I'm on the internet, I'm in a constant state of side-eye. So putting the camera back on, you know, won't really help. Constantly side-eyeing everybody. Oh, dear. Dear me. Hello, everyone. I've not said hello to anybody, but I don't know. I am, yeah, I'm really tired. I'm really tired. I'm tired, and I've just been sitting here reporting on the case. I have no idea how those officers feel, and I just can't imagine how on earth the family. I bet they're getting no sleep. I just can't imagine. I really can't. Thank you, Thumbelina, for the $5. That's very kind of you. It's very kind of you. Yeah, Navalus is involved with the website, the findmichaelvaughan.com website. He's involved in that. He's done a lot of work behind the scenes for Michael. I saw a good comment then. Pretty confident about what? I think what they mean is that they're confident that the tip was credible, and therefore, you know, they're confident, even though there is that hope, that slim chance that, you know, Michael is still alive somewhere. It's a confidence in the tip. That's the way I interpret it. Now, obviously, we don't know anything about the nature of that tip. We don't know where it came from. We don't know who sent the tip in. We don't know whether it came from one of the occupants of the house who are currently in jail. We don't know any of that at all. But I do hope that we get some answers or something today. Having said that, they might not even be able to tell us anything. You know, even if they do find something today, they might not be able to tell us anything. So it just goes on and on. But this is what these searches are like. You haven't missed anything as of yet. I played the clip, about 3 minutes. That was the last update yesterday from the police chief of Fruitland Police, JD Huff. I played that, but we've not got any updates as of yet today. But I'm going to check Twitter in a moment. I'm just going through some comments while we're here. And I did check my emails while JD was playing there. And it's very useful information that I've been sent through from, I'll just call her Jay because it's a real name, so I don't want to dox anyone, but it's very interesting. So I've just taken one glance at it. I'll show you that in a moment. It's regarding Sarah, you know, as in Stacey and Sarah. It's about her court. So I shall play that in a... Well, I won't play it. I'll go through it. It's a Word document. Welcome, Miss B, to memberships. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. Could be. I mean, we can speculate that it's something that's come from inside the jail, but it might not be. Might be something else. Might be something completely different. How long have they been searching? Good question. They got the search warrant, I believe, on Friday. So Friday was the first day they were at that home. I think the searching proper started on Saturday when they started the excavation. They may have done some work on Friday, but we weren't in the know. The news broke on Saturday. So they worked all day Saturday, then all day yesterday, and then they're back today. So painstaking because they've got this, they've had to take the fence down to get the digger in. They've got this big digger, and what they're doing is they're peeling off layers of the soil surface. They can't just go down and, you know, just take big chunks out of the earth and dump it in a truck, because they're going to, you know, there could be the evidence that they're looking for in that pile of dirt. So they've got to take the layer, you know, off a layer at a time, and they want to go down to 3 to 4 feet. So can you imagine how painstaking that is to go through, you know, layer. It's not a big yard, but you know yourself, if you've ever dug a hole, the amount of earth that comes out of a hole, because, you know, obviously in the ground, the soil's compacted. When you dig it out, you know, it's not, there's more than what you think there is. And they're taking each truckload away so that can be processed. So exactly how they're processing it, not sure. I think what they'll do is they'll start with samples of it. But if they find something, then they'll start sifting. They'll literally start sifting. So again, that's painstaking. And what I would imagine that they're doing, and this is just my speculation, but a reasonably educated speculation, that they'll do it in a grid pattern. So they'll take one layer off and another layer off and another layer off from one area, and then they'll know that the truck that's being, that earth is being taken away in, they'll know exactly where in the yard that came from, so that it will be then much more of a methodical process, because they'll know where all the earth from each truckload came from in that yard. And obviously that helps the forensic process. So that's, I mean, I'm imagining that's what they're doing. So again, you know, it's very well organized. Huff is doing a great job. He is doing a great job. I mean, any investigation you can criticize for, you know, various things. No investigation's perfect, but I think, you know, he comes across as being very caring, but also a good leader. And I think that's exactly what you need in this kind of case. I know our world is incredibly messed up. Just messed up. Really is. There's evil among us. There's evil in suburbia. There's evil everywhere. Yeah. I've been following this case since day one. I remember the very first report coming out. I just remember it, a reporter standing with the field that's very close to Michael's home. The field was her backdrop, and she was kind of walking up and down, and you could see the corn in the field because it was summertime. It was July, so it was before the harvest, and she was walking up and down like with her phone, reading kind of notes from her phone. I just remember the very first report that I saw, and I think it was, well, it would have been kind of day one. So he went missing the evening of the 27th. That would have been the 28th. And it was when the Summer Wells case was new. You know, it was a month and a bit into the Summer Wells case. And most people were heavily focused on the Summer Wells case. And that seemed to take off. And Michael's didn't get nearly the same attention. But at the same time, I think that's been beneficial to the case, because it's let the police just get on with it without too much interference from social media and from the circus of social media. You know, the circus that Quinton's case has turned into. You know, it interferes with the investigation. It certainly doesn't help. So, you know, Michael's case has not had that level of interference. So I think that's useful that it hasn't. But at the same time, you know, you kind of have to question, why has Michael not had the publicity that Summer got? And it's because there's less controversy in the case. You know, there's been a small number of people who've been agitating and, you know, berating the parents, but they're a relatively small number. They're a vocal number, but they're a relatively small number of people. So I think that's a good thing. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome to membership. I thought you were already a member, but maybe not. Maybe it was someone else. I think I saw another member coming in. Oh, hello. Thank you so much. Who said Kate? Thank you so much for the 99 cents. Am I right? Cents, isn't it? I want to say pence, because that's our currency. I listened to some of it. I heard some of it, and I mean, everybody's entitled to run their channel as they see fit, but I don't like the idea of ringing people who are potentially suspects. Now, I know that via the reporters, law enforcement have said that the neighbours are cooperating, and Starkey is one of the neighbours, but still, I'd just rather the police just get on with it, because they know what they're doing. But I'm not, what can I do? You know, I'm just saying it's not something I would do on my channel. But I did listen to probably about half of it. Listen to some of it. Yeah, I mean, they just want privacy at this time. I'm actually going to play you a clip from Brandy in a second. So I hope that you know, YouTubers don't turn up there. They don't need to. I know that some YouTubers, and again, I'm not telling anybody how they should be running their channel. You know, they probably criticize me for sitting on my arse talking, or walking through a field talking. They're probably criticizing me for not being hands-on, and that's fine. We all run our channels differently. But in this instance, what benefit would there be in raising money to go to Fruitland? What benefit would there be? Because the family are just devastated. They just need privacy. They need quiet to grieve, to process whatever news might come out in the next day or two, whatever news that might be, whether it's, yes, we've found Michael's remains, or no, we haven't, you know, and that will be also devastating. because, you know, all this kind of gearing up to Michael's dead and his remains are there, to be told that he isn't there, then it's kind of like back to square one, isn't it? But obviously, then, you know, we can renew the hope that he's alive somewhere. But in terms of the investigation, it means that's another tip that, however credible it seemed, it wasn't true. It didn't come to anything. So I think they probably have one, I would imagine. I would imagine that the law enforcement have been supporting them in that way. Do I think that the little is still alive or not? In terms of Michael, he's been missing for so long now. My hope has very much diminished. I know that the family and law enforcement have that hope that he might still be alive somewhere. But however this turns out, however this current search turns out, it's devastating all round. So just leave the family to grieve and to process. And then law enforcement, in terms of the search, law enforcement are doing all they can. They don't need the help of YouTubers to do what they're currently doing. So I think people should just save their money and save their energy and spend it elsewhere. Yeah, it's day 3. Kind of day 4 if you count Friday as well. Holly, welcome to memberships. You're another one that I thought was a member, but maybe not. Hi, Alec, not Lip Lock No More. Welcome, welcome. I do like your channel. I like it when you rant. No, it's a neighbour's yard. It's about half a mile away. So I'll get the map up. That's something else I'll do, and just to refresh everybody's minds. Yeah, the ground is, well, I don't know actually. Is it? It's not necessarily soft. It depends how much rain there's been. If there's been no rain, then the ground is like rock. Like, we had a very dry summer over here this year, and you know, we usually have so much rain that the ground is waterlogged, but we had so little rain for several months, and the ground was like rock. It really was. So yes, if there's been rain, but no, not necessarily. I don't know what the weather's like there in July. So yes, they are. Yeah, they had to stop last week because of the tropical storm that went through Savannah. They packed up tools. I think it was Wednesday because the storm came through Thursday, but I believe that they're back there today. They did say that they were going to be resuming on Monday, and the storm has now passed, so I'm assuming that they will be back there today. I will help you understand in a second. You overslept. Good for you. Okay. All right. Oh, got another member here. Welcome, welcome. Grandma Bunny. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. You're very welcome to join the members area there. All right. I know I'm missing loads and loads of comments. And we've got Grey Wolf Paranormal, who has joined us in the Secret Agents Club as well. Do I know if law enforcement have talked to the person or couple that was driving the SUV on the day that Michael went missing? I would assume so, because the only, unless you mean the Honda Pilot, I don't know which vehicle you're talking about specifically. The only vehicle that has been outstanding in terms of, you know, they've wanted to know who the driver is the Honda Pilot, the white Honda Pilot. So if that's what you're referring to, as far as I know, that has never been traced. But there was another vehicle that they were looking for, and it was that was a blue Dodge Avenger, and they did say that they'd located the driver of that vehicle, and they'd excluded them. Does the connection keep buffering? Maybe it does. It's not telling me that I've got a problem, but it could be because my internet is awful. My internet is always awful. So if it is buffering, then just bear with it. It could be just you, though. If no one else is having a problem, then it's just you. It tells me on my end if my internet's low, you know, it goes on to, you know, 2 bars or 1 bar or whatever. And it's not, it's fine at the moment. So anyway, let's look at some updates, because there may be some now. Let's have a look. Start with Twitter, and then if there's no updates that I know where they're here on Twitter, then I'll show you the document that was sent to me by email just before, and we'll go through the map again. We'll go through the details of the case again, and then we'll see what comes of it. Okay, and also I want to play Brandy's message as well. It's been clipped a few times, so I've got a version on my profile that I'll play. So we'll play that as well. Okay, this is Alexandra Duggan. She's been there for the duration of this search, but she's also covering another case as well. There was a shooting at the University of Idaho. So she said that she'll be tweeting a lot less today, which is a shame, because the reporting that she did yesterday was really good. She really kept us updated, and her colleague did as well, Abby Davis. So they'll be working on 2 cases today because of the shooting. So yeah, classes are cancelled at the University of Idaho at the moment because of some students got killed, which is dreadful, absolutely dreadful. So no, it's annoying when I put hashtag Michael Vaughan into a search. There's a cricketer called Michael Vaughan. So because I'm in the UK, it brings up all the Michael Vaughan tweets from cricket, and I don't follow cricket at all. So we've not got any updates on the latest from Twitter, apart from cricket, which is not what I want. All right, let's play Brandy's message to people. She was on a panel briefly yesterday. I think, if I remember, if I'm right, it was Queen Bee's channel, but it's been clipped quite a few times now. So, you know, the original source kind of tends to get lost, but I do believe it was Queen Bee's channel. All right, so let's just play this. All right, I'll mute out.
YouTubers that are contacting potential suspects.
What?
Stop. You have no right. This is my son. You have no right. Stop it. You are not law enforcement. And what you're doing is you are hindering Michael's case. Stop it, please. Let them do their jobs. They are doing an amazing job, and they continue to do an amazing job. And the things you're doing and pulling right now is unacceptable, because you know what you're doing? if some of these things that are going on right now are factual, you are hurting anything of justice for my son. Now stop it. Please. You have no right. What you have the rights to is to keep his face out there and to keep hope and to support law enforcement. No, don't be contacting these people, please. You don't know the damage you can do to a case. Please. Thank you, everyone, for all of your love and support and kindness. I know you are all waiting, just like we are. I don't know what to do.
It's just so sad, and I think we have to, as creators, and also for you guys who are not creators who watch channels, I think we all have to just bear in mind that they are going through the absolute worst time of their life. You know, the worst time of their life has been going on since July the 27th, 2021. You know, law enforcement have been very clear that they don't suspect the parents, and now they're in this situation waiting for news just like us. And if we're anxious waiting for news, just imagine how they feel, how the family feels, how Michael's mother, father, grandpa, siblings feel waiting for news. So if you feel anxious, I certainly feel anxious over it. I can't even put into words how anxious they must be and how devastated they must be. So certainly in my reporting of this case, you know, I do like to theorize, I like to speculate, and yeah, a little bit of speculation is kind of normal and natural, but I am focusing on the facts. I put a video out on this channel this morning, just going through, it's about 20 minutes, fairly quick pace, just going through, you know, a little bit of background for people who are new to the case, because there's so many new people who've found this case and don't know anything about the case. So I've put a little timeline together in that video, but I've also talked about what we know about Stacey and Sarah, the occupants of the house that's currently being searched, because they are both in jail. And Stacey is a male. He's been there since May, and we've got very little information about his charges. And then Sarah has just been taken in, has just been charged with aggravated assault. I went through all of this in my live yesterday, and I went through it again this morning in my video. Aggravated assault, battery, weapons possession, substance possession. You know, she's gone into jail with a number of things. And that leads me nicely on to what was sent to me by email. Oh, I've just seen in the comments there that clip that I just played wasn't from Queen Bee's channel. It was from Purple Phoenix's channel. So I do apologize there to Purple Phoenix. So that's whose channel it was on. So it's good. At least somebody's paying attention to all of the, you know, obviously I was live for 5.5 hours yesterday. I mean, yeah, it was split over 3 lives, but I have very little time to actually watch any YouTube. So usually I have, you know, I do 1 video or at the most 2 videos, but they tend to be quite short videos. And I certainly, you know, I'm not used to doing lives daily. You know, I don't do lives that often, to be honest. So to do 3 lives in one day was a lot for me. And I don't know how these people do lives every single day for hours and hours and hours. It's just exhausting. And you think, oh, you're only sitting there, but it's all the kind of thinking and reading, and yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I don't know who she's talking about specifically, but he's one person who's, I mean, I don't know who else, but he's one person who's rung up Starkey. And although the police have said that the neighbours are cooperating, we haven't been told who, even if there are any suspects. We've assumed that, you know, the occupants of the house that's being searched, through a kind of a process of deduction, we've assumed that there could be something going on with them because they're in jail and because their yard is being excavated, not just searched, but excavated. You've kind of got to assume it's something to do with them. However, it might not be. Let's put this out there, that they might be completely innocent. They might be, and Michael's remains have been buried in their yard to frame them. We don't know. So until we get any answers from law enforcement, then let's just assume that everybody who's got access to that yard is a suspect. You know, and if there's an RSO living next door who might be completely innocent, might be totally innocent, and his name being out there and his address being out there, obviously it's in the public domain because he's on the register, but he might be completely innocent of this. But he or someone else that people are contacting, you know, behind the scenes, might be the person that did it. So we don't know. So let's just stay hands off until let's just stay hands off and let law enforcement do their job. You know, there are some cases where there's absolutely no answers. There's no updates in months and months and months, and theorizing becomes important. Like in the Summer Wells case, in my opinion, theorizing is important in that case because we've got so little information, and because law enforcement don't apparently know even what's happened to Summer. So theories all anybody's got. Whereas in this case, it's completely different. Law enforcement have been on it since day one and have been updating. And it's a very different situation. Thank you so much, Kathy, for the $19.99. That is very generous of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. If we can just be, you know, you might not like a particular creator. I'm not going to block anyone for this, but, you know, can we just be respectful in the chat? You know, I mean, yes, I have mentioned jail art, but let's just say, you know, let's just be respectful. You might not like a certain creator. You might not like the way they run the channel. It's not the way I would run my channel. I wouldn't ring a potential suspect or a neighbor. It's not something I would do, but it's some creators do it, and rightly or wrongly, you know, they put it out on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but it's not something I personally would do. But let's just kind of be respectful anyway. Okay, right. So Sarah, and as I said, you know, she's in jail. So this information is in the public domain. This is court dockets, like updates from the court. I showed Stacey's yesterday, and I showed them again just briefly in my video today. So this is public domain information, but let's just remember that she could be completely innocent. Stacey, the other occupant who's been in jail since May, could be completely innocent. They haven't been charged with anything to do with Michael. However, very suspicious that it's their yard that's being excavated. But like I said, it could be that somebody's framed them, somebody's hidden a body, or not even a body, some evidence, even some clothing or something to attempt to frame them. So let's just be careful here. Now let's look at this. So Sarah was taken in on the 12th of November. So if I just get up this. So she was, her intake into whatever jail she's in was November the 12th for aggravated assault, unlawful possession of a weapon, evidence destruction, controlled substance possession, and battery. Now, I've only been able to have a quick look at this, but look, this goes back not to November the 12th, but May the 10th. And that's the same day that Stacey's goes back to. So if we look at Stacey's, you might not be able to see that, it's very small text. Stacey's goes back to Tuesday, May the 10th. So sealed motion with regard to Stacey James Wanderer. Sealed motion here. Indictment May the 12th, then some sealed motions, so we don't know what those are. And then we have the motion for detention notice. That's a federal notice that we do have. That I showed on the channel yesterday. I read through it. So that is public domain, but everything else appears to have been sealed. So thank you so much, Jodie. Thank you for the $20. I'm amazing. Thank you. I hope you don't mind me saying, but it's you that sent me all of this stuff. So I should be thanking you rather than you sending me stuff. Okay, so it goes back to the same day. And again, we've got the indictment. So she was indicted on the same day as Stacey. So they were indicted together. And then again, we've got the sealed motion. We've got another sealed motion. And we've got a motion for detention. Now, as far as I understand it, she wasn't detained because she was taken into jail on November the 12th. So I'd be interested in finding that. I mean, obviously, I've just got this, so I haven't had a chance to go and look for this. But if anybody has this, because that should be in the public domain, so it will be presumably in the same format that Stacey's was, that it will be a federal document. It will be the United States of America versus Sarah Ann Wanderer. So these are federal charges, and that hasn't been sealed. So we've got Stacey's. So let's find Sarah's. So initial appearance set for. It should tell us actually if she was given bond. I would have thought on this. So docket text. Oh, it's set for trial. Search warrant executed. So what day was this? So May 23rd. Probation officer. So she was given a probation officer. So maybe she was out on bond here. Don't know. Very interesting. So date set for trial. Search warrant executed. Government does not object to release and production of related materials. Parties shall adhere to all provisions of criminal procedural order. Blah, blah, blah. Jury trial set for 7/25. 2022. Well, that didn't happen. And so it goes on. So I'll read this in my own time. Sometimes, you know, it's all legal jargon. Notice of hearing. Detention hearing set for 7/7/22. So she must have been out on bond. I'm guessing. Well, if she was only taken in on November the 12th, she must have been. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, look. Oh, look. This is interesting. July the 7th. Minute entry for proceedings held before US magistrate. Judge motion hearing a detention hearing as to Sarah Ann Wanderer to reopen detention hearing. Following oral argument by both parties, the court ordered the defendant released. Government motion for detention is hereby denied. So she was released in July. So she was in jail. She seems to have been released. So set conditions of release. So she's out on probation, guessing. So maybe she's, I don't know, if violated her probation, just guessing. And that's why she's been rearrested, unless there's something else. Now, obviously, I don't know. I don't want to go too much into the realms of speculation here. Because reading this, it's like trying to work out a context to a load of legal jargon. And I'm not a lawyer, never have been a lawyer, never studied law, and certainly not US law. Okay, so continued trial. Trial date be vacated. A new trial set for September 26, 2022. Well, obviously that didn't happen, but that's usual. I mean, they just get put back all the time. There's like continuance. Trial reset to 12/5/2022. So 5th of December. Oh, and then we've got a motion to dismiss the indictment under the Second Amendment. And then that's it. Oof. So obviously, whatever's happened, this is really interesting. It's intriguing me. So whatever happened to this motion on the 3rd of November, if she was arrested, taken in on the 12th of November, wonder why. That is very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know what you guys think about all of that, but don't know. US law is, well, I guess. I mean, the thing with US law is that you've got state law and then you've got federal law, whereas for us in the UK, we've just got the law. We don't have states. You know, we have counties, but counties can't do things with the law. They don't have any jurisdiction to, you know, create their own laws or anything like that. So if I commit a crime here in the county of Lancashire and then I move to London, let's say, doesn't matter where I've committed the crime. I could go on committing crimes in every single county and I'm just tried under English law. So there are some laws that differ in Scotland and then Northern Ireland. There are some differences. So you could be tried, if you commit a crime in England, obviously you're tried under English law, but if you commit a crime in Scotland, you're tried under Scottish law. And there are some differences, but yeah, it's very different in the US. No further developments on Quinton. They're resuming searches in the landfill today because they had to take a rain check, literally, because a tropical storm came through Savannah the latter end of last week. So they had to pack up. They didn't search Thursday or Friday, and they did say that they were going to be resuming today. So I'm assuming that has resumed today. So there's no news on Quinton. We can check if you would like. We can check. Thank you, Mercy, for the $5 super sticker. Yeah, dollars. And thank you .com for the $10. Check my FB Messenger. Oh my word, I never check my FB Messenger. I can do, but it's going to give me nightmares. I don't even have it on my phone. I deleted the app. I can't abide FB Messenger. What am I checking here? How do I even work it? What am I looking for? Tell me what I'm looking for. I've got so many messages. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I've like got a million messages. So you're gonna have to help me out. I've no idea what I'm looking for. I've literally got hundreds of messages. I never even go into my FB Messenger. I don't even, like I said, I don't even have it. It's just that I can't delete it. I would delete it if I knew how to on the desktop version of Facebook. It gives me anxiety. It's just because I've got so many messages, and I just can't deal. I just can't deal. So you're gonna have to give me a clue. Yeah, I think our laws are very similar to Canadian law. So we are tried under English law in England. Or it's actually English and Welsh, like combined. We have the same laws in England and Wales. Or if you commit a crime in Scotland, you're tried under Scottish law. If you commit a crime in Northern Ireland, you're tried under Northern Irish law. So it's the equivalent of federal. Because it's the state, it's the entire state, the entire country that takes you to court. You know, it's the Crown versus, and then whoever it is. I can just about manage email. If I'm told to check my email, I can check my email. But FB Messenger, it's just like what? Because I don't know. I've just never used it. Just never used it. But thank you, .com, for the $10. All right, so let's have a look, see if there's any updates here on Twitter. And if there isn't, then I'm going to go through the map, show you where they're searching, and then probably going to sign off, honestly, because if there's no updates, then there's not really a lot else I can say, because I've put everything out there. I'm up to date with the case. So I'm not going to sit here and chat theories, because Brandy doesn't want us to do that. She wants us to stick to facts. So I'm not going to sit here and discuss maybe this, maybe that, maybe that, maybe that. I mean, yeah, it may be that, or it may be this, but we don't know as of yet. And JD Huff did say that he would update. As soon as he can, he's going to update. So honestly, I'm happy with that. So I don't think there's anything as of yet. So it's currently nearly 10 a.m. So they'll have been out there for maybe an hour. Should we check, see what's going on in Quinton for Quinton? Okay, so 1 hour ago, Chatham County Police Department have updated. Today we begin another week of searching the landfill for Quinton Simon. So they are out there again for another week. The photos and videos we've shared over the last 4 weeks show you what a massive yet painstaking effort it has been for every single person involved. We have asked the teams on this search to endure the physical, mental, and emotional burden of reporting to this landfill day after day, knowing the chances of finding Quinton's remains are low. And we are proud of every member of the Chatham County Police Department, FBI, GBI, so Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, and Georgia Department of Natural Resources, who have performed this duty with unmatched professionalism. At this point, we do not have a scheduled end date for the landfill search. Meanwhile, our investigative team continues working diligently to uncover and collect every piece of evidence relevant in this case. We remain committed to keeping you updated about our search for Quinton, and we promise we will continue to share important developments as quickly as we can. So that's the update for today. I'm going to retweet that. So they are out there for their 4th week. I mean, that is painstaking. You know, if excavating a backyard is painstaking, this is another level of painstaking. It's just the amount of hazards, the amount of disgusting things that they'll see. I mean, just imagine, you know, trash that's been out there for weeks now because they're searching that one area that they cordoned off once they realised that Quinton, you know, they had reason to believe Quinton was likely in the landfill and that Leilani had put him there. They cordoned that area off. But there's still a week's worth, or maybe more, I'm not sure, of trash that had been collected and dumped in that area. Just imagine what does your trash look like? I mean, we have we call them wheelie bins here in the UK. And they're kind of big kind of bins with lids on. There's different colours for different types of trash. So in my area, we've got a green wheelie bin for general trash. Then we've got a blue wheelie bin for recyclable trash. We've got a brown wheelie bin for cardboard. And then you can also buy a grey one for garden trash, like leaves and stuff. But I let my leaves go back to the earth, so I don't have that bin. But my general trash, so in that you put food that you can't kind of, you know, give away, give to the birds, like fruit and stuff like that, I put outside, you know, to go back to the earth. But, you know, it's like general food, waste, cat litter, dog poop, all of that stuff you put in your general trash. And it's collected every 2 weeks. And in summer, that stinks. It stinks in winter, but in summer, it's horrible. So imagine what those landfill sites look like and smell like, the amount of hazards that are there. And they're in, you know, the full hazmat suits. And they're having to work arduously, yet meticulously, every single day. And that is just astonishing. Did they find him? No. Who are you talking about? Michael, I assume? No, not as of yet. There's no updates today. It's almost 10 a.m. there in Fruitland. They will have been out on the scene for about an hour now. So... oh, you've got separate food bins. Ooh, you're posh. You're posh down there in the south. We don't have separate bins in my area for food. It just all goes in general waste. They're actually, if you're talking about Quinton, they're actually in the 4th week now. They're in the 4th week. So Yeah. All right. Before I sign off, like I said, I'm not going to stay on too much longer, as you know, no news. I will be on Neverless True Crime tonight at 10 p.m. So hopefully we'll have some news to report and talk about on Navi's channel. So, so 10 p.m. UK time will be 4 p.m. That will be 4 p.m. Mountain time. What am I doing here? Share screen. Okay, so just for those who are brand new to the case, who've missed my previous lives, if you're brand new to the case, you're really new to the case, please do go and check out the video that I posted this morning, because it gives you the timeline, it gives you the basics, and also it gives you where we're up to. And as there's no new updates since JD Huff updated last night, then that video is actually up to date. So this is where they're searching. So 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland, Idaho. So if you go down to street level, look at the house. This is the house that they're searching. And then what we're seeing, the reporters are kind of standing on this grassy bit here, I think, or up here. I think the reporters are probably standing on this grass here, because you see the fence offset a little bit from the road, and they've taken some of these panels off so that they can get the diggers in, the excavation diggers in. So it's not a large yard by any stretch of the imagination. Scott H was in here yesterday, and he'd looked on the property information, I don't know, wherever online, and he said it was 78 feet by 78 feet. So that's the plot, the whole plot. So obviously that would include the house. That's the lot. The lot is 78 by 78 feet. So not huge at all by any stretch of the imagination, but painstaking. You know, it's the equivalent of an archaeological dig, the way that they're doing it. So every single load of earth is being sent away for processing. Actually, I have seen some people do historical comparisons of the yard. Do you want to have a go? I haven't actually done this, but let's have a go, because I do have Google Earth Pro. So let's have a look what it looked like in the past. I think trying to work out to see if there's any disturbed earth, but it's not clear enough, in my opinion, to because it's obviously Google Earth is a satellite image. So, you know, it's, yes, you can zoom in, but when you really zoom in, it loses the sharpness. You know, it becomes very pixelated. So, and then sometimes some images are really rubbish, but we'll have a go. Hold on, let me just get 1102 Red Wing up, and then I'll share my screen for you. So what you can do on Google Earth Pro is you can go back in time. So you can't go very far back in time, and you've only got a limited window in which you can do it. But let's do it anyway. All right, so this is Google Earth Pro. So it looks the same as the current imagery on Google Maps that I just showed you. But the beauty of Google Earth Pro is that you can go back in time. So that's the most recent image of that residence. And if I click here on history, so that's 6/20. So June 2022. So that's what it looked like in June of this year. So I think what people are honing in on, if you can see that kind of little bit of disturbed earth there, can you see that? I can't zoom in anymore. Don't think I can anyway. Oh yeah, I can. Oh look. Oh no, it's taking me down to street level. I didn't want that. See what I mean? It's annoying. It'll take me down to street level. I don't want to do that. So I think people are trying to kind of look at this bit here, this disturbed earth, but that could simply be because, you know, it is a satellite image and you can't get too far down. That could simply be due to footfall, you know, that they come out, maybe there's a back door there and they sit or do stuff there. Could be, I don't know. It could be disturbed earth. I don't know. But I think that's what the focus has been. But you can go back in time. So you can go back to 2013. So that's what it looked like in 2013. They usually update yearly. There wasn't one in 2014, so it's 2 yearly. 2015. So that must have been winter because you can't see that tree. It's actually there. It's just probably got no leaves on it. So it's very neat. Although it could simply be that imagery wasn't very fine. But next doors, you can see the grass is quite dead. So that's very neat. So I don't know when these guys moved in. I've heard 2016, but I don't know that for a fact. So again, that must be winter 2016. So that was April 2016. So it's not winter, but the beginning of spring. Then 2017, that's June 2017. So again, quite neat. Trees growing. Now there's no disturbed earth there, and that's quite a good image. That's quite a clear image. Oops. Oh, it takes me down to ground level every time. Don't want to. Oh, stop doing that. Stop doing that. You've messed me up now. Redo it. There we go. Google Earth is annoying. Or maybe it's just me that's not very good at using it. I can use a map, but I'm no Grey Hughes. Okay, so that's 2017. So it's a neat property. It looks quite neat and tidy. All right, and then we've got 2018. Oh no, it jumps. Do we have a 2018? Yeah, we do. Got 2018 there. That's July 2018, 2019. Now, for the next few years, the imagery is a bit rubbish. I don't know whether that's... Certainly for 2019, it's a bit rubbish. So it's very blurred. Don't know why. And then it jumps. There isn't a 2020, I don't think. Maybe due to COVID, I don't know. I can't imagine it's due to COVID. Maybe it is due to COVID. So this now becomes the crucial time. I'll show where Michael lives in comparison. I will. I've just got into this. So the comparisons that I've seen are from before Michael disappeared and then after Michael disappeared. But you can see that this is March 2021 before Michael disappeared, but the image is terrible for whatever reason. That just really bad, like really blurry. So you don't really get much from that. You can't even make out very well the end of the house to the beginning of the garden, and you can't see the tree that we know is there, that's been there for years. We can't see anybody's yards. It's just a bad image for whatever reason. And then the next one, there is one in the middle of that. It's not going to let me, can I? There we go. So there was 2 in 2021. So there's one just after. I don't know why there's 2 in 2021. So this is August 2021. This is just after Michael disappeared. And you can see a little bit of disturbance there. But because the image is so dark, I don't know what went down in 2021. Like one from March was really blurry, and then one from August is really dark. Don't know why. And it's not just this residence, it's the whole area, look. Don't know. Blame COVID for everything. So there's a little bit of disturbance, but I'm not confident enough to say, oh, look, you know, that's a problem. And then that's the current, that's June. That's the most recent. So I don't know. But if we've noticed disturbance, I am quite sure law enforcement have also noticed disturbance. And like I said, it could be something to do with footfall on that area. Who knows? I just thought that was interesting. I'd seen a few people posting screenshots on social media of that. So I thought you might be interested in that. All right, we'll get the Google Maps back so I can put the direction thing on. All right, so I'll do the directions from Michael's home to 1102 Red Wing Street. So if you were walking, it's 9 minutes. So this is where Michael lives, at the end of Southwest 9th Street. There, up there, and then from there. Obviously, that's giving me the quickest route. You could go around there, up there, through there, maybe, if you were walking. So just 0.5 miles. That's all. 0.5 miles. If you were driving, it's just 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. What's this red thing here? Drag to change route. Why is it giving me a red? Didn't give me red yesterday. I don't know why. Maybe there's a traffic problem there. I don't know. Yeah, that's all. 2 minutes in a car. 0.5 miles. That's how close this residence is. And JD Huff did say in an update via the reporters that there's no link between this residence and the Vaughan family. So even though it's only 0.5 miles away, I mean, do you know everybody who lives 0.5 miles away from you? I certainly don't. You know, but somebody living that close who was looking to steal a child could very easily scope out that neighbourhood very easily without being noticed. And they could have been scoping that neighbourhood out for a while. And have, I don't know, certain children or certain families in mind. You know, you've got to remember that this whole area, this neighbourhood for children, centres around Cresswell Park, where the splash pad is, that Michael liked to go to. That's the first place that Tyler went to look for him. Once he'd searched the house, he went straight to the splash pad. So it's the splash pad is 0.1 miles. That's all. It's just literally around the corner. I mean, literally around the corner, just up there, up there. Chris McDonough did a good drive-through. If you look on Chris McDonough's channel on YouTube, he actually went to visit Tyler and Brandy, and he did a drive-through around the neighborhood, and he did a walk around Cresswell Park. I thought that was very, very interesting, because I had never seen Cresswell Park before. You can't get much of the atmosphere from a map, you know, a satellite image from a map. So Chris did a good job with that video, I thought. So if you're brand new to the case, perhaps go and check that video out, so you get a real feel for the neighborhood. And just how nice it is. It's nice. It's, you know, very suburban, very safe, quiet streets, nicely maintained houses, and next to miles of farmland. So very kind of semi-rural. Oops, I don't know what I've done there. Can I go back? Undo? Maybe not. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, you know, just a great place to bring up kids just by the looks of it. And then this neighborhood here is set back from Fruitland itself. This is the main town of Fruitland over the other side of the highway. And then there's just this kind of neighborhood set apart. So you're not even in the main town where there's potential, you know, dangers from traffic and things like that. It's a very quiet neighborhood, but this is the kind of neighborhood where if somebody's looking to steal a child, you know, close to a park, lots of people will have kids who are living in this neighborhood. It's close to a school as well. You know, people will like neighborhoods like this to bring up families. And then you've got this park area. So somebody could have just been wandering around, you know, cruising around, have, you know, just an idea of where kids live, what kids are out when. And Michael, unfortunately, you know, was out at the wrong time, and he was only out there for a few minutes, literally only out there for a few minutes. And if you go to the timeline that I did in my video this morning, then, you know, you'll see just how tight that timeline is. The latest is that there's no updates today, as of yet. Because it's about 10:15 in Fruitland. So no updates as of yet. What's this, Melissa? I haven't heard this. Sarah Wanderer being charged with not reporting a death to the law enforcement. Tells me this couple are responsible for Port Monkey's demise. Sarah most likely gave the tip in working with the police. Where have you got that information from, Melissa? Where's she been charged with that? And when was she charged with that? That's interesting. Only if it was visible. Only if it, you know, obviously would show a new section of concrete. It would show anything that's there, you know, that a satellite can pick up. So you can zoom in on it. So if somebody, let's say, laid a new driveway, you know, they didn't have it in 2021, and then Google Earth was updated in 2022, well, you'd see the new driveway. So yeah, if there's been changes made that are big enough to see, I mean, obviously it's not sophisticated enough to be able to hone in and pick up, let's say, a small hole that's been drilled in concrete, but a new section of area, like a driveway or something like that, it'd definitely pick it up, yeah. But it won't show you disturbance under the earth. That's not what Google Earth is for. You know, it won't show you, let's say, concrete has been laid and somebody's dug under it, however they might do it, and put something underneath. I don't know, like tunneled under it, and I don't know. It wouldn't show you that. It won't show you disturbance that's been there for years either. It just shows you the differences on the surface. You can compare for every year that it has an image. Every time there's a new image, then you can compare that with the previous one on Google Earth. I've had a few comments actually. I've had a couple in my comment section. And I think there was a comment that I missed yesterday that I meant to reply to while I was on the live. It just one of those that I clocked as I was talking, and I thought, I'll go back to that. Then I forgot. And it was, why can they not use ground penetrating radar? And to help them, obviously, with this search. And I don't know the answer. However, what I think is the problem with ground penetrating radar is that certain types of soil, it doesn't work very well in. So if the soil is very clayey, it doesn't penetrate as it should. For whatever reason, obviously there's a scientific explanation behind it. So like in my area, the soil is very clayey. So, you know, if something was buried in my backyard, I don't think ground penetrating radar would be very useful because it's a lot of it is clay. And also it's not going to be able to pick up very small bones. And it certainly won't be able to pick up things like clothing. Like ground penetrating radar tends to be used to look for like structures under the ground, like piping, or yes, it has been used archaeologically. Like if you ever watched Time Team, if you're in the UK, don't know whether that's Time Team is something that's migrated over the pond, I've no idea. But there's an archaeological show that used to be quite popular called Time Team, and they do a different archaeological dig every week. I don't think it runs now, but you can watch the reruns on YouTube if you want. I used to quite like it. And they would use ground penetrating radar sometimes. And they'd find kind of structures and stuff like that. And I know it has been used to find old grave sites, like ancient grave sites. But those are gross structures. You're not looking there for individual bones. You're looking for big disturbances. So where you're looking for very small things, whether that's the remains of a small child or clothing and things like that, I don't think ground penetrating radar would be very useful. That's just my opinion, and I don't know very much about it, but I thought I'd have a stab at answering that question, and I'm sure there's people in the chat who would be able to answer that in a lot more expert manner than I would. You might be able to tell us why it's not very good in clay. There's a reason for it. It's just something I've heard, and it's probably from Time Team. I pick up all these kind of things that stick in my brain. Okay. Alex Duggan will be live midday MST. What time's that? Oh, it's 7 p.m. That's 7 p.m. my time. So I'm not going to be on live at 7. I don't know whether you can tell that my voice is struggling. Because I taught for 5.5 hours yesterday, and I did have COVID, only very mildly, the previous week. And I thought my voice had kind of gone back to normal, but I am struggling a little bit with my voice today, and my throat's sore. So I don't want to be like really croaky on Navi's channel tonight. I want to save my voice a little bit. So let's do just, you like Time Team, Dev? Yeah, I used to love it. He died, didn't he? The main guy. What was his name? Mick, the guy with the white beard. I think he died. Yeah, cadaver dogs are used a lot archaeologically these days, and they didn't used to be. Are they? With new digs? Oh, wow. Oh, my word. I'm going to have to go and check those out. Does anyone have Michelle's email? I do. I have Michelle's email. I'll put it in the chat. I don't normally, but given that people have been sending me some good stuff, I will post it in the chat. It's actually in the description box of every single video, but I don't publicize it, because if you do, you get a lot of spam, and I'm bad enough at checking emails as it is, and I don't want to be put off completely by getting a load of spam. But I will put it in just for today, just for this case, because this case it's developing so rapidly. It would be remiss of me not to accept things that people have to offer. And people have sent me some really good stuff, I've got to say, over the last couple of days. So really useful stuff over the last couple of days. So if you do have, stuff that you want to show me, not a theory, I'm not going to read theories or anything like that, but if it's documentation, something like that, then please do let me know. It's Novelist True Crime. So I'll find it in the old chat here. Novelist True Crime. So here it is, Monkey Monday. Oh, he's got an intro. Oh, how? Oh, good Lord.
Where is 5-year-old Michael Vaughan?
Okay, this is the link to the video. Okay, that's the link. That's where I'll be. So it starts at 10 p.m. So I don't know exactly what we're going to be talking about, but I'm guessing it's going to be the events of the last couple of days, whatever that might be. Because obviously, if there's an update at midday, Fruitland time, then, and I'm not going to be on this live when that happens, then that'll be something that we're going to discuss. And yeah, plenty to discuss. Plenty to discuss. So it's 10 p.m. UK time, which would be 5 p.m. Eastern. 3 p.m. if you're in Idaho, Fruitland, Idaho, and 2 p.m. if you're Pacific time. But if you put your notification on, then it should tell you. It should tell you what time it is in your. If you go and look on any channel where there's a upcoming stream, it should tell you in your time what it is. I think that's how it works. Because when I'm waiting for a stream to start from the US, it tells me my time when it's going to start. So should do. It should do. Welcome, Sherilyn. Became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. And Missing Unsolved Crimes also has become a member. Welcome. You set a timer on your phone. I should do that. I tend to be on the replay crew anyway, because most channels I watch are American. So they tend to do the streams in the evening their time, which is middle of the night my time. So I'm generally, it's only if I'm a complete insomniac one day that I'm up in the night and I might catch a live. But usually I'm on the replay crew. The link says the page for Michael has been deleted. Which link? Which link? Don't know what you mean by that. Do you mean to this live here? Because it's not been deleted. It's right here. It's right here on his channel. So go into lives. It's right there. So that's not been deleted. So I don't know what you mean. You're late again. You're very late. I'm just about to log off in like 5 minutes because there's no updates. Let's just do one more sweep. Apparently there is going to be an update at 12 o'clock. That's what we've been told by our chat here. Okay, yeah, it's here. So I will be live on KTVB at noon Mountain Standard Time. You can watch live on our website. So it's going on the news at noon. So I'm guessing it's not going to be a Twitter live or a Facebook live. It's going to be on ATVB news. So you'd have to watch it on their website. I probably can't even get it because it'll block me. Oh, look. We are waiting to confirm more things publicly about the people living in the house. Oh, this is interesting. I'm glad I checked this. I cannot confirm anything yet on record. Huff did say the house was not vacant when Michael went missing. Okay, that is very good news. As in, very interesting news. That if this was a vacant house and somebody took the opportunity to hide a body because the house was vacant, that's not what happened. I think that's, reading between the lines. That's certainly what I'm reading into that. Huff did say the house was not vacant when Michael went missing. So, is that a roundabout way from JD Huff saying that it's the occupants of the house that they're looking at? Now, obviously, we don't know. Waited to confirm more things publicly about the people living in the house, or the people in the house. So I think she's heard something today. Can't confirm anything on record. However, there were people in that house when Michael went missing. Now, as I said previously, it's still possible. I don't think it's very likely, in my opinion. Still possible that those people living in that house were set up and someone hid a body in the yard. But wouldn't you notice? You've got a small yard. It's not like you're living on acres and acres and acres of land, where you're going to check your property, the other end of your property. Let's say you live on 10 acres. You're not going to walk the entire 10 acres every single day, are you? Just checking to see if, anybody's done anything nefarious. You're probably not going to do that, are you, on a daily basis? But a small yard, you think you'd probably notice if a pile of disturbed earth had happened, like overnight, let's say. Somebody'd gone and dug a hole and put something in it overnight. You're probably going to notice, aren't you? Just simply by looking out of your window. That's my opinion, because I've got a small yard. I've got a small backyard. I've got a small front yard. I've got grass in my front yard. I'd notice if somebody dug up my grass. Like it's stones and flags at the back. I'd definitely notice if someone dug those up. But I'd notice because just by looking out of the window and seeing it. So I don't think it's very likely. If you're living in that house, I don't think it's very likely that someone's gone and done that to set you up. So someone in that house. We are waiting to confirm more things publicly about the people living in the house. and it was not vacant when Michael went missing. That's a very good update. Very interesting. It's possible, but I really don't think it's probable. Don't think it's probable. It's just my opinion. I'm not going to speculate too much, but I don't think it's very probable. Don't know. Don't know. Let's wait and see. Bullshit. Where did you get that information? Huh? Neighbour is charged with not reporting a body to Ellie. Yeah, somebody said that earlier on, and I forgot to check to see if they'd replied, because my question was, where's that information? Where is that information? Do we know where that information is? Because I can look it up before I sign off. If I refresh, there's another tweet. Okay. It's getting exciting now. I say exciting in a crime investigation type way, not exciting in a this is really entertaining type way. Let's have a see. Oh. Trust me, I've called around too. We are waiting for confirmation from law enforcement on some stuff right now. Investigators are trying to protect the integrity of the case for Michael. Yeah, well, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. So do we know? Oh, it's YouTubers. Look, as a YouTuber myself, I'm not gonna say I don't believe YouTubers, but I'd like to see some actual evidence rather than just a conversation on someone's channel. I'd like to see a charge. So, for example, I've got somebody sent me. Oh, you can't see it, can you? It's annoying this. Right, get rid of that. I have to reshare for PowerPoint. So this is what the kind of thing that I'd be looking for if I was to believe it. So the intake at the jail, so it gives you the date that the person was in tuck, and then the charge. So this would come on very quickly because this is from November the 12th. So these charges are sat there. So if Sarah's been charged with something else, then this charge list should have been updated. So I don't know what the crime would be called, like not reporting a death or not reporting a something. I'm presuming it's not evidence destruction, and it's not certainly none of the others. So I would imagine that if that was true, then this, and this comes from the iCourt portal, mycourtsidaho.gov. I would guess that this is going to be updated. I'll just see if I can get on that, because some websites in the US are blocked to me because I've still not sorted out a VPN. Let me see if I can get it. I can get all the Tennessee stuff. That's not blocked for me. What's it called? .idaho.gov. It might block it because it's a .gov address. I don't know. Let me just check that I've got that right. mycourts.idaho.gov. Right. So look. Oh, access denied. Darn it. Error code 1020. You cannot access my courts to idaho.gov. Refresh the page, blah, blah, blah. It's because I'm in Europe. The Tennessee lets me. What's going on? Tennessee lets me. Evidence destruction. Not reporting a death, I'm not sure would be evidence destruction. I don't know. I don't think it would, but I don't know. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, they got a search warrant. Absolutely. They have to have probable cause without a doubt. Yeah. Can they prosecute a tip that's a hoax? Depends on the laws there in Idaho. I guess they might get you on something like obstruction of justice or interfering with an investigation. I think. Don't know specifically what it would be called in Idaho, but yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I've been very impressed with her. I haven't seen her before. Because I've never, you know, there's never been updates that are really quick moving in this case since the very beginning. So I haven't come across her before, but yeah, she's good. She's like the Brian Entin of Idaho. She's been on it. So yeah, if anybody can go on, it's mycourts.idaho.gov and just look up Sarah Wanderer. It's either just going to be Sarah Wanderer or Sarah Ann Wanderer or Sarah A. Wanderer. You might have to put the full name in, I don't know. But it's Sarah Ann, 2 different words, Wanderer. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's going to be on KTVB.com, not on Twitter. I'm hoping that they're going to post it on social media rather than just on their website, because I know that's a website I can't get. I am going to have to get a VPN. I do believe my son's got one. I just need the login details. It's something else I have never done, even though it's actually very important that I need this stuff now. I need this stuff. But I do. I dream of Tennessee. I dream of the court documentation in Tennessee. I do. Sadly, because there's 3 cases in Tennessee that I'm following. So, you know, Summer Wells, Megan Boswell, Evelyn Boswell's death and Megan Boswell's murder charge, and Don Sherfy Jr. So there's 3 cases in Tennessee. And now Brandon Lawson as well. So 4 cases in Tennessee that I'm following. So I'm logging on to Tennessee all the time and I can get on. I know. I just haven't. It's like getting lights in this room. I only need to bring them from downstairs to upstairs, and that's the way I am. Oh, you've got access denied as well. Are you in the US? Or if you're in, maybe you need to be in Idaho. I don't know. There we go. So I just checked Idaho Courts portal, Michelle. No current recent docs. It frequently takes a day to show up. Okay. Yeah, it might do actually. It does in Tennessee as well. They don't update it immediately. So if somebody could check back tomorrow, that'd be helpful. And then ping it me by email. Just take, if there's a new charge, then just ping it me by email. And I'll probably get like 20 of them now, but that doesn't matter. That's fine. I wonder if they've got a jail tracker like Kentucky. They might do. Tennessee does, doesn't it? Okay, that's very important. Thank you so much, Trixie Star. I just spoke to Brandy. She says, as far as she knows, the charges of Sarah are not true. She would be notified first, so please spread the word. So can we all spread the word that Sarah has not been charged, as far as Brandy knows, and she would know that this is not true. Sarah has not been charged with whatever it is, hiding a dead body or failing to report a dead body, failing to report a death. Not true. Not true. So can we spread that? So if you're in a chat on a different channel and they're talking about it, could you please tell them it's not true? It's come from Brandy, that as far as she knows, that's not true. And she would know if she had been charged. So that is not true. If you get a VPN, you can view the property viewer map that Scotty Skulls used in Summer's case. Shows Ben Hill Road without the tree cover as well as who. Oh, I've got that anyway. I've got all of that anyway. I can get on the. I can't get on the maps. But I can get on the property assessor website, so I know who owns everything. I can get that, no problem. Got all that. And I've got the maps for the area by other means as well. So, yeah, the property assessor records, the property, all the deed information I can get. All that's viewable. So, Tennessee is a little bit more open on these things than some states appear to be. I don't know why. They'll probably lock it all down now. But I've not had that much trouble, honestly, with Tennessee. There's a handful of things I can't do, but the courts, property stuff, I can get it. Not had a problem, which is probably why it's never been a burning issue for me to get a VPN. But when I start covering cases that are elsewhere, like in this case, then it would be useful. And it obviously will be useful to get things like there's certain newspapers I can't get, like the Rogersville Review I can't get. Although I can get Times News Online, like I've subscribed to Times News Online and I can get every single article. Whereas its sister paper, the Rogersville Review, can't get it. Weird. I don't know. I don't know whether it's they make stuff up or they just hear a rumor and then it's like the game of telephone, you know, like you hear it and then you pass it on and it changes a little bit and then you pass it on again and it changes a little bit. I think that's possibly what happens with most of these things. I'm not sure that it's malicious in many cases. I think it's rumors that just get spread. Yeah, I think that I've heard, I can't confirm it absolutely, but I think the house 1102 Red Wing is owned by Sarah's parents. That's been the thing that's been circulating, but I can't prove that 100%. But yes, it is rented. So whoever owns it, it's not Stacey and Sarah, they are renting. So So there you go. All right, guys. So I think that ended very usefully. So we've managed to debunk one rumour that's going around. We know there's going to be an update on KTVB at noon Mountain Standard Time. So hopefully that gets replayed on Twitter and YouTube so that I can watch it. So for those of you who are waiting on updates, then that's where to look, ktvb.com, for the update from Alexandra Duggan at noon Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to log off now because my throat and my voice is failing. So I'm going to go and rest my voice for a few hours before I'm on Novellas True Crime later on. So it's 10 p.m. UK time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern, and then whatever it is in your time zone, I'll be on there later tonight. So thank you so much for the super chats, the super stickers. Thank you for the people that have joined the memberships. Welcome to the Secret Agents Club. And thank you, as always, to the moderators. I can't just say Trixie Star now because I've got some new mods as well. So thank you to you all. And I'll see you later. Go and check out my video from this morning if you want a kind of quick, fast-moving overall summary of the case. And it's been brought up to date as of now. All right. See you later. Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you soon.